I'm Christian Abbott.
I'm Nathan Lavender.
I'm Sean Abbott.
And this is the Red Mist Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Red Mist Podcast, Season 3, Episode 5. The 1979 John Player Special Lotus. I should say 1978. Lotus 79.
Yeah.
John Player Lotus. Ford Cosworth. Mario Andretti, who became the 1978 World Driving Champion in that car.
Yes, he did.
Sexy car.
Last American to win the world title.
That's correct. On tonight's episode, we'll discuss IMSA, 24 hours of Daytona.
23.9 something.
Yeah, 23.58.
Yeah.
Something like that. We'll talk Michelin Pilot Challenge.
Yes.
And then we'll talk Mazda MX-5 Cup. Whelan MX-5 Cup.
Yeah.
We'll have some news, Formula One, some news coming out of AlphaTauri. Or are they, what are they? Cash App? Visa Cash App?
Visa.
Team Visa.
Let's just go Visa.
Yeah. Anyways, got some news there. We got some news potentially on Andretti. So let's see what happens. All right. Here we go. All right. No Nate tonight. He's home watching. He's binge watching NASCAR now on Netflix.
Yeah.
He's claiming that he's working, but I know he's really binge watching.
He's watching last year's Clash to get ready for this year's Clash.
No. He's watching the Netflix series, which dropped today. That's why.
That's
NASCAR now. So
yeah.
he's home watching all that.
Yeah.
He's gonna get all frothed up about it. Anyways, so let's start. Qualifying practice, very uneventful. Cadillacs definitely showed the way early.
Qualifying. Well, we kind of discussed qualifying last week.
Oh yeah, that's right. Qualifying, right?
Qualifying was kind of, just. I mean, it had its moments.
Practice was not. It was what I thought it was. There wasn't really a lot of drama.
No, but I mean, ultimately, qualifying happened, and then there was going to be another round of
practice.
BOP.
Yeah.
No,
the BOP happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, some teams had help, others didn't. And
I didn't think it really in GTD. It was. Thought it was okay. Kind of the only car that seemed. No, I shouldn't even say that because all the car. I think a lot of the cars. The only car that had any issue with the new Mustangs, but I think some of that was just new car issues.
I think the Porsches got hit pretty bad.
Well, they were up there.
Well, they just shifted down too, but likewise, I think the Mercedes also got a pretty good bump up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't really think too much about it. I mean, I'll definitely say this in GTP. I mean, the Acura is definitely right. It's 40. It's not. Can't be 40 pounds heavier, is it?
Pull it up.
I think so, but I'm gonna say you're trying to even it out, but I'm gonna say I think after last year, I don't think they were gonna get any breaks cut to them regarding the way it finished, and I don't think IMSA was gonna cut them any breaks, regardless. And I know it's not the same team. I mean, it's the same. Wayne Taylor's got the two cars now, but. And they were the ones that got victimized by the whole thing, in all honesty. But
yeah, but I mean,
I think IMSA is not gonna, it's like gonna kind of keep him in check a little bit. But thought that was, thought it was pretty quiet. The sessions that I was able to catch, the weather was reasonably good.
I mean, weather seemed fine.
Yeah, the whole way through.
Yeah.
I mean, the nighttime dipped a bit, but that's to be expected.
Right.
So I was really once kind of Wednesday kicked off. There was some Mazda practice, and then Thursday we got into the bulk of the big teams practice. They I think they had 3 sessions, two daytime sessions and a nighttime session, and then we had I think the one session on Friday, which they used to kind of shake the cars down. But I was really getting to look forward to the MX-5 race.
Yeah, and those didn't disappoint at all.
Did not disappoint.
The Acuras were... Oh, gee, no. They're 20 kilograms heavier than the Porsche.
Okay, so there is a bit of a weight difference there.
Hold on, let me get that in freedom units. £45. Yeah. So
Wow.
you were right on that.
Jeez. So that's a good chunk of weight.
But
right there.
that's just to the Porsche, to the BMW and the Cadillac. It was more of a difference. So the BMW and the Cadillac were the lighter cars.
Yeah.
Because
I just didn't. I kind of had a feeling IMSA was going to kind of not cut Acura any slack, or Honda any slack after last year.
Yeah, because the difference was almost 90 pounds.
Right. Wow.
To those two cars. So yeah, that's a lot.
We'll get more in depth with about the race, but the first race
For the MX-5s.
Yeah, 45 minutes, and it was essentially nose to tail.
Oh yeah.
It was wild. I mean,
it's pack racing without being on an oval.
Yep. I will say this: the erstwhile IMSA radio crew, stop officiating from the booth.
Yeah.
It was every time they went up onto the bank, and then the guys gave a little touch.
Right.
Let the
officials call.
Let the officials call
Yeah.
it. We don't need
Yeah.
you officiating. So just my one tip to them. Thank you, because it was constant.
Yeah. No,
But-
I agree. I mean, it was kind of there's only so much you can talk about, because they were even kind of alluding to it during the whole thing of like, we can make this sound really exciting, because I mean, to an extent it is. However, it's like a super speedway race in NASCAR. It's like they're going 3 wide, they're going 2 wide, they're bumped in 5 rows deep, but it's like that's what it is every lap.
Yeah.
That's what you should expect coming into this race. So yes, it's different compared to all the other rounds that they do, and that's sweet, but it doesn't. It's only that exciting because something can go wrong, which is like what happened in race 2 when they had a couple moments there.
I will say this: there is a pack of guys in this series that are damn good drivers.
Oh yeah.
It was wild. It was. I shouldn't say wild in the sense that they weren't crashing and taking each other out.
No.
They were just making passes and stuff. It was great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And it came down to a pack of 11 cars.
If I miss any WeatherTech races, it'll be because I'm prioritizing the MX-5 series over it.
Yeah, it's must-watch TV for me. I don't care where they run.
And that's the thing. It doesn't matter where they run.
It's just it's some incredible racing.
Yeah,
especially on Daytona with how they use the draft and stuff. And then it's like, it's too wide. All of a sudden they get down to the Le Mans chicane. They sort of sort it out. Then all of a sudden they form back up,
or they don't,
or they don't. I don't know. It's crazy. It's great stuff. Great stuff. And 11 cars to the line. And the winner, Gresham Wagner, 0.06 seconds ahead of Tyler Gonzalez. Holy moly.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
No, the draft was powerful too.
Right.
It was crazy just watching one car drop back.
This is
When they weren't in the right line.
This is the most misleading stat of the race. There were officially 6 leader changes,
Oh yeah,
but that was at the line.
correct. Yeah, yeah, but that's only where timing and scoring keeps
Right.
track of that.
Oh my
So,
god, just amazing.
Although I wonder what the number of overtakes were during the whole thing.
Wow. Wagner started outside the top 10 and won the race. Holy heck. God love him. Like I said, there was a crew of guys in this race, and they were all really good. So if you get out to an IMSA race, do it on a weekend when the Mazdas are there, because wow. Oh, yeah. It's fascinating. Anyways, so that was... they ran that... Oh, that was the good race, because they ran that one into the evening. Mm-hmm. That was pretty good. And then we had race number 2. Hold on.
Race number 2 was the following day
At 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m. So race 1 was at 4.
Let's just hope
in
you
the
didn't-
afternoon.
Don't wreck your
before.
cars, boys.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was probably why race 1 was a bit cleaner. Too,
Yeah.
because you had to make you had no time
Yeah.
to do any of that crap
And just throw this out there.
outside of body
If
work.
you haven't seen the race, just go on YouTube to the Racer channel, and the replays are there. So
Racer Channel shows it live,
they show it live, right?
and then the IMSA YouTube channel will have it posted after the race is over.
Yeah, so you can catch it in a couple different places, but well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty cool. I mean, they've now attracted Whelan.
Yeah.
Yes, Whelan, NASCAR sponsor, and the sponsor of the Action Express Cadillac to be the series sponsor. So that is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I think the MX-5 series is following the WeatherTech series the entire
I hope
season, except that they'll be doing a round at Mid-Ohio in June, which I think is the weekend that NASCAR might be there.
Oh, okay.
Or one of the...
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's the trucks or the Xfinity cars that go there. But
Yeah.
or if it's just ARCA now.
And in race 2, we had Nate Cicero with the win. Closely followed.
Didn't he get away at the end there?
He did.
Yes.
There's a little bit of chaos.
Yeah, because there was a huge stack up behind him. Yeah, yeah. So he was untouched going to the line because everyone else screwed up.
Oh man, it was.
But that race was a little bit more chaotic.
That was the one we had the guy at the 2 guys get into it at the start finish line.
Yeah,
That was. I was like, oof. Wow.
Well, the going on to the last lap, where a lot of the chaos started.
Yep.
One guy, I don't know if he missed his brakes or meant to bump the guy in front of him, but by him bumping the guy in front of him, he caused a chain reaction of bumping the next 4 guys in front of him. So basically went all the way up to the front row.
Yep.
That was 2x2 and like moved them all out wide. And then I think, and if he didn't slip up to second, he was at least like 3rd out of the whole thing, just because he basically moved everyone by doing that.
Well, there you go. That's what happens.
But although no one was taken out.
No.
In that,
No.
like it was just bumper cars.
Yeah, yeah. But oh man, it's crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. So, anyways, so that was good news there. That was fun. Michelin Pilot Challenge race. That was survival of the fittest.
It was.
Oh my god.
But the trend continues with the Alpha. Either win or fail. One of the two. Because if it's gonna finish the race and take the checkered, it's gonna win. If not, then
yeah, and that's in TCR.
Yes, TCR.
TCR.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of the field in TCR, I mean, the Herta Hyundais had all sorts of problems. Mm-hmm. it was crazy. And then it's the typical fuel strategy, and Turner must be kicking themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know. No one's really. I think they waited one lap too many. Is that what it turned out to be, or something like that?
I think so.
I thought I saw something on it, and then everyone's pitting, pitting, and then the Kelly Moss car with Riley Dickinson out of nowhere wins the race.
Yeah,
only because Bill Riley called some massive strategy call. That was pretty cool.
So yeah,
that is pretty cool. That's their first win on Kelly Moss' first win. Man, I think in that series. Back in the Firehawk days, they used to dominate.
Yeah,
but it's been a while since they won in that series. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it was crazy. It was coming in. Oh, I think he's got it. Guys are like,
yeah.
And then somewhere in between during the race, there's the whole first half of the race was tires exploding everywhere.
Yeah,
and no one really seems to know why. Couldn't tell you.
And
then you flip it around. So there's all sorts of problems in the touring in TCR, and the car, the JDC Miller Audi car shows up, doesn't start. Literally something happened between the time it left the shop and got to the track. They changed everything. And I think they got out for a qualifying lap, and that was it. And then they went into the race, and lo and behold, they won. Pretty cool, yeah. Pretty cool. Thought that was cool, but yeah, it was crazy though, that race. That 4 hours there. That's a good race for these guys.
Yeah. Well, and then, fast track to the
and Team TGM there, the new driver lineup with Matt Plum and Owen Trinkler finished third. That was wow.
Yeah,
good job by them.
But interestingly enough, if you fast track to the Rolex 24, there was a lot of attrition in that race too.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was, but this year it was just stay alive. Definitely
in this class, it was definitely stay alive.
Which is weird because it's not. This isn't the first, or I'm sorry, this is the second year. It's not the first year of these cars being out.
This is crazy. So we had. I'm trying to see how many cars started in TCR. Oh man. The number of cars that were not running was just wild. Oh, and NASCAR guys did good this weekend.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, I want to learn about road racing. Meanwhile, they crashed into every friggin' car out there.
No, they're not.
Unreal. Anyways. And this is coming off the fact that a year ago, 2 NASCAR guys won the race.
Right.
Which, anyways. Crazy. Well, Turner established 4th and 5th. Good on them. All right. Now let's move to the big race. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. 23 hours and 58 minutes of Daytona.
I just thought of this. Would have meant Toyota in 2016 would have won the race.
In what?
From Le Mans.
Oh, had they, thrown the flag early?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, it was a simple communication error. So not everyone knows what happened. The race was checkered about a minute and a half early. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it was going to make much of a difference at that point.
No, I don't think it did either because of the way
Any of the classes.
Well, especially GTP, the way the lap prior had went.
Yeah.
So because that was just too big of a gap,
Yeah.
and there was no way that he was going to get stuck behind.
Yeah,
GT traffic following it.
Yeah. They just thought. I think they just used the tires up, chasing them down.
Cadillac.
Yeah. Didn't get some breaks with traffic and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, definitely didn't get break. I mean, they lost in the pit lane.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing. Now that's something that.
But
I will say Penske did a great job as usual.
It would have been interesting to see how it would have played out if there was no yellow.
Right.
Because it was still that close, pretty much, just the other way around. So it would have been interesting to see how it would have gone that way.
I have to agree. I think it's that yellow. The yellow in the last hour and a half is just it's killer.
Yeah.
It really is.
And it's as for a couple of classes for the GTD class and the LMP2 class, that yellow helped make it a bit more exciting, just because it was a bit more spread out in those classes comparatively. The GTD Pro, there was a lot of attrition in that class.
Yeah,
and just problems in general. So out of all the classes that I thought would have been strung out, that was not the class that I thought it was going to be.
I will say this: in both classes, the two new cars, which were the Corvettes and the Mustangs, in both classes, had problems.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, the GTD Pro Corvettes were in the mix for much of the race until we got to daybreak, and then they had issues. The Mustangs were they were in the mix through about the halfway point of the race, but then they came up with issues, which not surprising. All right. The Corvette is, I think, a bit ahead of the Mustang right now, but that's I think building on from where they had the hybrid GT3 car to what they have now. The Mustang did have some quirky things. It had the issue with the tail, the hatch coming off. But I mean, again, you don't, unless you're running up behind somebody in practice down there. You know, if they were drafting, I don't think they would have run into that situation. So that was something crazy. But even in the GTD class, both cars they all ran into issues. The Astons were nowhere. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Now that's a new Evo car. Just want to see.
What are you looking for?
No, I was just trying to see where the highest place in Aston was, and it was I'm sorry, it's the harder racing, one of the harder racing cars. But that was the highest place in one, and that was 29th overall. But it was
probably like
4th in GTD Pro.
Okay, I mean, one step off the podium. That's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, one step up. Well, hold on a second. Let me just. They could have finished. Actually, I should take this back. They could have finished on the podium. No, they were all 3 laps down to the BMW, the Paul Miller car, which was running into problems at the end of the race. So.
Yeah. All right. Well.
But, anyways, I think, again, lessons, I think there were a lot of, I mean, like, I heard some stuff like how, Chevrolet and Ford must be upset. I'm like going,
Not really.
No, not really.
No, because I think
Because if you let's just say you came out and blitzed the field, you're gonna get the BOP thrown at you for the next season. So, but I mean, they ran into issues. They know it.
Not for nothing. I know Daytona's a big race, but I think Le Mans is the bigger race. So I think that's the race they're targeting.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, you're not going to have you're just going to have GT3 over there. You're not having no factory.
No, but you have an AM driver like Ben Keating, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're pretty much a pro lineup.
But I think the whole idea was run those cars, see what you're going to get. I mean, basically, you're going to run this race, see what you get. You're going to run Sebring. God only knows what's going to happen there. And then you're going to get to...
And Sebring will tell you what breaks first.
Yep.
So
that'll be another punishing track. And then, until you really get to the real true road courses of the series, I mean, because I think after that, it's Long Beach, So, and that's going to be a dogfight no matter what. So, again, I didn't think... I think people saying that, I think that was wrong. I mean, I'm sure people were disappointed, but I mean, first race out of the box. All these other manufacturers have all had the GT3 cars out for a while, so not surprised by it.
Yeah,
but I really think this. We had talked about this in our kind of end of the season wrap up and some things that Penske needed to do, and one of them, I think they made the right decision. I disagree with the decision when they started this whole thing to put Dan Cameron overseas. Yeah. I don't know why. And sure enough, you put him back here, and what's he doing?
Winning.
He's winning. He and Naz are playing off each other really well. I didn't really understand the whole idea of putting him over there because his bread and butter's been here. He hadn't run on those tracks.
Yeah.
And I think he knows how to race in this series, whereas I think some of these other guys, not so much. And I was impressed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly, if he's the Nazar was the last one in the car.
Yeah. Nazar was, but it was Cameron and Nazar. Matt Campbell did a nice job, and Newgarden did what he had to do. I mean, I will say this: the three guys in the Action Express car were flat on it the whole weekend. I mean, Durrani did a quad into the morning. Yeah, and they were like, "What was that all about?" Because he said that with three drivers, somebody was going to have to take it for the team, and he decided to take it and just keep Bloomquist till the end. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah,
and he's not Bloomquist isn't the regular season driver. He's the endurance guy.
Right.
So they left it up to Aiken and Durrani to really kind of push and Bloomquist to finish. So I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I get my perseverance to the weekend goes to the Wayne Taylor guys finishing.
Yeah.
It was typical Wayne. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
Puts it on the podium. I mean, he podiums. So good for him. Good for Honda. Accurate Honda. What are they? I don't know.
They're Honda now.
They're accurate. Whatever. So they did a great job. Jordan Taylor, Louis Delatraz, Colton Herter, and Jensen Button. And then the other Porsche. Here we go, fourth.
Yep.
And then the Proton. The Mustang sampling guys.
Yep.
With their Porsche. Finished fifth, and then the JDC guys finished sixth. So Porsche's definitely found something.
Yeah.
All right, because last year it wasn't.
Or Acura took a hit.
Yeah.
I think BMW was probably the most disappointing.
Yeah, I was expecting them, and then they ran into issues.
Just based on I mean, just based off the momentum that they had building going into the off season.
Right. I mean, I will say this. In GTP, 5 cars on the lead lap.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
That's pretty good. And then...
It was closer to 2 if that yellow didn't come out.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Acura was a fair ways back, and the number 6 Porsche was just hanging on.
Yeah, but then the Proton guys, they
the Proton and the JDC guys, all they got to do is just stick with it.
Yeah.
And they're going to get results. I mean,
in a 245-minute race, it's going to be anyone's ball game. I swear. So that was pretty good. LMP2. This was the battle of the weekend. We had 5 cars on the lead lap at the end, and those 5 cars throughout the race were trading the lead back and forth. And it was leapfrogging. You know, people were doing that. You know, the Era guys did a great job. They got the win. CrowdStrike guys finished second, and then the Riley 74 Ranch, Gar Robinson, and those guys, Felipe Massa, finished third. So good on all those guys. The Interpol guys finished fourth, and then Tower redeemed themselves from last year. And Scott McLaughlin, I think overall drive time was 8 hours.
Yeah,
8 hours in a four driver lineup.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive. I thought. I mean, I will say this. I mean, Rasmussen and Connor Zilic did a great job. And Dial did his usual, keeping everyone together on the team. And then Merriman did the old, get my driver stand in and get out. Didn't get the car in any issues, so that was good.
Okay.
I will say this. NBC, their fascination, I don't know where they've been on, not knowing who Connor Zilic is.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta.
I mean, the kid has been, he's been in. Not sure what we're watching.
I know. I think it's Talladega.
Oh, okay. I couldn't. It was like every 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I switched off from them.
Yeah,
and just went over to IMSA.
I know, and I should have done that, but I was where I was trying to watch the race and stuff. It was kind of hard to do that
because I actually when the night crew of IMSA came on, I thought it was pretty good.
When they put the Radio Le Mans guys on overnight,
because it was Jeremy Shaw and
no, when they put Johnny Palmer and Bruce Jones on, that was the best.
Oh yeah,
those guys. They're the overnight crew.
Yeah, no, that wasn't Shaw.
No, Shaw and those guys were good, but I mean the Radio Le Mans guys know who Connor Zilic is.
Right.
All right, but the fascination with Connor Zilic in multi-class racing, I'm going. He's run in Mazda MX-5 Cup.
I know.
Which is 45 guys or car drivers on each other the entire race.
Yeah.
He's driven TA2, which is 35 to 40 cars. I mean, the kid can drive.
Yeah.
And there's a reason Trackhouse signed him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know he's 17, but good on him. But I mean, Colin Brown was 16 when he showed up at Daytona. So, I mean, this is not unusual. It was just this constant fascination of, and if I was him, I'd be like, What he should have said was, I do this on the sim at home,
No, but I mean,
but we know, I think we had kind of, I mean, I was not surprised he performed the way he did. He's a great driver. Mm-hmm. He's definitely talented.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just oh man, they just like to harp on one thing, and it's just.
I also, I mean, the other half of turning NBC off was I just couldn't stand the commercials again because it every other 10 minutes.
Did you see at 6 a.m? I mean, no, it was Sunday morning. It wasn't 6. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. The Porsche pitted. trying to figure out who it was. It was Kevin Estre. He pitted, and he was leading at the time. So he comes in, pits, and then comes out, and the tires are, the usual tricky stuff.
Yeah.
Right as he comes in, you can see him locking up, and he turns, and then the car keeps going straight.
Yeah.
And then NBC goes to a commercial, and
Yeah.
I think it was Townsend Bell going, and all of a sudden, and then like Twitter just blew up, and just like people are like, what, WTF?
Yeah.
Great time for that. Oh man, it's just, oh God,
Yeah, I can't stand just the constant ad breaks, and then because even
Nate must have been excited. Jeff Burton, got to light the fireworks off. Yeah. It would have been better if he hit the other box, because I want to know what happened there. But excuse me. Wow. Yeah, it is
because it even sounded like that NBC crew was a little rusty from the off season too.
Yeah.
And then
you get.
I hate.
You hate the hype up too. No.
Okay, for as much trash as it kind of gets, I kind of like that opening theme song or whatever that rushes back after commercial.
Oh, it's fine.
I think that I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But the rest of the whole thing, when I watched like a snippet of it, between cutting to commercial and then showing on-track action for like 2 minutes, and then, or I shouldn't even say 2 minutes, that's a whole lap, for like half a lap, and then they cut to the booth on pit lane. I'm like, I don't want to see cars just skim by in the background.
Right, and
like, show me the race.
We're having the Today Show,
right?
Like sitting there talking, like
right. It's like I can hear you,
right. Like,
while I watch the race.
I will
That's
say this.
Fine.
One of the cooler things was I watched the replay. So because I was trying to fit pieces in because it's up on Peacock. So it got to the overnight when they switched off from the NBC guys to the Radio Le Mans guys. So or IMSA Radio, whatever they want to call it. So it was Hindhaugh, Peter Mackay, and it was Hindhaugh and Peter Mackay, and then John Doonan came in, and they had while they called the race, they had a great chat.
Yeah,
and I say a chat with Doonan. It was awesome. They were calling the race, blah blah blah, doing all this. They were answering emails and stuff, and I'm going, can't the NBC guys do this or do something? Instead, they have Doonan come down. He's sitting on the pit box, and we have to sit there. And I mean, I don't mind watching John Doonan, but there was a race going on,
right? Especially when you're trying to push the product of the cars,
right? And the only person down there that was capable of having any type of conversation with him was Hinchcliffe. Like the rest of it was like, it's just, the NASCAR got to go. And then the second group, like I like Calvin. All right, so I mean I think he brings it. The rest of them, the other two, could do without. I like on the other side of the fence when they brought in the second grouping, it was brutal. I got Steve Letard and like Brian Till. It was like he was trying to be the funny guy, and it was like, Brian, just call the race like you always do. Yeah. We don't need the entertainment value.
I mean, all of this aside, if I could just pay for an option to just watch the...
Didn't you put the VPN on?
No, I did. But even the IMSA broadcast, I would love one that you just call one broadcast. You just call it trackside, and it's just the feed with the track sound, and then I would no commentary.
I would take the feed and take the radio car to pit radio and stuff.
Yeah, if they want
to do that,
put that up.
Or I'd rather listen to Race Control.
Right, or do that. Just have Race Control on the entire time.
I mean, the IMSA radio, IMSA Radio Le Mans guys do a great job. I mean, I'd much rather listen to them. All right, it's just the whole NBC production is just
it's more the commercials.
It's commercials. It's like, can you guys just call the race?
Not even call it, just show it.
Show it. Like that,
show the
race.
The
best part of the whole friggin' show was when they brought Sam Posey in to do one of his vignettes.
Yeah.
Which everybody loves. You know, I mean, we all miss it.
I know.
But that was awesome. I mean, but like Calvin was good, but like everybody else was just, yeah.
All right. I think we're harping on this too long.
Yeah, I know. Anyways,
GTD Pro.
GTD Pro. Wow, that race pretty much changed in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that Lexus, I'm not gonna say it was gonna romp away, but man, when that went out, it was like that opened the door big time. Right. And in comes our favorites. If it's not all right, if it's not Corvette, as long as it's Risi, we don't care. Yeah. They win. I love it. I love it. Giuseppe was great after the race. Well, I like racing in IMSA. We have our differences, but I'll say this. Ferrari better give him a car. I mean, the 499, because if they're coming here.
Yeah.
Because he outdid their team, which was AF Corsa.
Yeah.
Okay? And I know who was in his car, which is
Guidi.
It was Pierre Guidi and Collado, who are all.
Yeah.
Isn't Regan one of the hypercar guys?
Unless he got added.
I don't know, but that lineup and Daniel Serra.
I know. Yeah.
Jesus. Those guys.
Reese doesn't show up with bad lineups.
Yeah, no, they don't.
So he knows who to put in the car.
Yeah, they showed up.
Mm-hmm.
They showed up. Oh, God, just amazing, absolutely amazing. Good on them for winning.
Mm-hmm.
Will they be at Sebring? Hopefully.
Yeah, I think
are they doing the endurance races?
I was gonna say, I think at minimum they do the endurance races.
All right. Were they at Watkins Glen?
Last year? No, because last year was worse for funding for whatever reason.
Right.
So I think
I don't know. I just always love watching. I just love that team. Yeah. I mean, they're even like when they go to Le Mans. I mean, they're not even AF Corsa.
No.
I mean, it's like this is like some car dealer guy,
right?
Who's got good ties with Ferrari, puts together this group of people and gets granted he gets great drivers, but I mean the car prep, and they were fighting against Ford, and like, oh man, it was crazy.
No, but he's done this, for 10 plus years.
When we started going back to ALMS days.
Oh no, Risi did run at Watkins Glen last year.
They did. Yeah. Okay. Then we had the Lizards with the Porsches, factory Porsches. We had the Vets.
Yep.
Was Aston still running then?
No, because Aston didn't make the step.
BMW was.
Aston didn't make the step down from GT1 to
GT2. In the lone, there was one Ferrari.
Right.
And it was Risi.
Yeah.
So they're going up against 2 Corvettes, 2 Porsches, and 2 BMWs.
Yeah.
All factory. And, I'm going to go, they're quasi-factory. I mean, Risi.
Yes.
But, I mean, God.
Yeah. To do it with
how can you not like them?
Right. To do it with one car.
Yeah. They do it in one car, and it's just a likable group of people. It's like the Lizard guys, I mean, the Pratt Miller guys are the same way. So, but I don't know. It was awesome. Good on them. I mean, it was great. Giuseppe's just like sitting there, leaning up against the tent. He was kind of like Penske. He was just kind of sitting there, It was kind of cool. I always like when they do that. They go to him and he's like hanging out. So, but GTD. They finished 3rd overall. Which comes back to what you've been saying.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
BOP is the same.
Yeah.
And once you have your pro guys in, then
it was too bad. I felt I was really hoping the Iron Lynx and the Iron Dames were going to do better. They just got caught in stuff. All race.
Yeah. Where did they finish?
Um,
I don't even have the results up.
the Iron Dames finished 6th in class. Iron Lynx finished 7th in class.
Okay.
And they have, and then they also had the other one, the other Lambo that just had all sorts of problems, and they ended up retiring. That one finished like way down, 12th in class, but no, it was like only after 290 laps. So
Okay.
Obviously it's just a lot of that was to keep some of the drivers fresh for the GTP car, but I was just kind of hoping that they would have a great run. So
Yeah. All right.
Let's so we're off to Sebring next.
Sebring next, and that is in
36 Hours of Florida continues.
that is in March, 13th to 16th. So it'll be the 16th of March.
Okay, well, we'll have to figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yep. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Sugar.
F1.
F1.
Some news.
Well, we got a new renamed team.
Yeah. The Money Team. Not Money Graham, but money still.
Oh, love it. Cash App. But, boy, did they all of a sudden strengthen their think tank.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and didn't that get alluded to earlier on?
Well, we were, our last show, we were talking, Alan Permain had left.
Oh,
Alpine.
that's okay.
He had left Alpine,
Yes, okay.
and there was a lot of speculation that possibly he was going to Red Bull.
We were just connecting the dots,
Which
per usual.
I find that interesting because could this be a step for him into Red Bull itself if certain people leave there?
Yeah.
Not he's not going to take over for Newey. His job's not Newey, but I mean, first off, Tim Goss, technical director, pretty good guy. I mean, so is this them loading up in case Newey leaves potentially at some point? Which he's gonna at some point. Adrian Newey's he's going to leave. Okay, but they brought in some good people here. And I think Permain's going to keep them honest on the pit wall, which is good. So that's good news. Let's talk Andretti.
And
There's now
scale model.
the scale model's out, but there is quite a few people from various teams that have left teams to go there. So I have to think. You wouldn't just pack up and leave, okay? If you didn't there's some bigger thing that's gonna they have to be working on something. Not the car. Well, the car's being worked on,
yes.
obviously.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, there's something that's something. As much as I wish it was Gunther.
Yeah.
But I think I can only hope that F1 TV picks Gunther up as on the TV side, because that'll be fantastic. I'd love that. The app would go right through the roof.
Him and Bonato on there. You could have Bonato on there.
Friends toss.
He is just have those three.
Those three.
Yeah.
And then it's because you know who's going to come in and talk some more? They'll get Fred in. Fred will come over every 5 minutes and he'll just sit there and they'll have wine and stuff and talk. They won't let Toto and Christian in.
No,
It'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I the number of people that have joined that team, which is now it's now leaking out that these people have joined the team because we're
at Andretti.
Yeah. So which is pretty. So the head count now is at 120. The majority of that's on the technical team, which is where it's supposed to be. Okay,
right.
This isn't they're loading up with 120 lawyers. They're loading up with 120 people who are now working solely focused on the car.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive that they're doing that. They've got so far people from Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren. Okay.
What is everyone doing?
That's right. They've tested in the wind tunnel in Cologne. I mean, but the bigger news is who's lurking as a potential team principal.
Right.
Otmar.
Yeah.
Well, before you say,
I
I know you're saying, yeah, it's
I know.
not the bling bling.
No,
bling,
no, I know.
But I will say this: if you want to have somebody who's like gonna take, so basically, kind of, Michael's been out there from front. Now, Michael's, probably said a few things at times he shouldn't have said. I get it. He's frustrated. He's showing up. He's got the money. He's like got a bat. He's got
like,
everything that they've done.
What,
and he's
what
got
more do you want?
He's got to listen to this. What's his?
Yeah.
The leader of the regime there.
Yeah.
Who has? Somehow I didn't realize he runs Mercedes and Formula One. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. He's got to listen to him.
Yeah.
But I think bringing Otmar in, if they are bringing him in, that he knows how to play the game.
Right.
So, he'll let him deal with that. Okay. So that would be better. He does, Mario knows him, stuff like that. So that's good, and so he might bring some other people in to strengthen the leadership team that can bridge the issues. Maybe it's just they don't like Michael because he's a little brash. But look, you don't get anywhere in that. I mean, honestly, I think Michael should have just went in with Penske and Ganassi.
I know. Yeah.
Been all over. It would have been all over.
Yeah.
Anyways, doesn't matter. Anyways, so that's good news there. I like at least there's progress being made on their side. So hopefully that's the case. Another big rumor floating around is where will Carlos Sainz end up?
Yeah.
And another rumor popped up today.
Yeah, it did. Oh, where'd it go? I just had it.
Guess sometimes you can go back home. Back to Red Bull.
Where'd it go? I know. Well, or they can go to Aston.
Yeah.
Apparently both of those two teams are interested in him.
Is it more so because Aston it's because Lance could be done or that Fred's going to leave? How long did they re-up Fred?
No.
So he's a free agent at the end of this year?
Yes.
What's the odds? No. Who's his buddy?
Fernando?
Yeah. Who's he want to race sports cars with?
Well, he can't do Honda.
Hey, he wants to run with Max.
Right. Or is the actually Aston is going to be running Honda in 26.
Right.
So
I can't see him sticking around for that.
In F1, probably not. In sports cars.
Oh, you mean running the Valkyrie?
Oh.
Because that hit the track this week.
That's right.
But I don't know. I'm just like, so if
Actually,
Carlos goes there, right, and runs Aston.
Well, and Carlos would only be leaving if Ferrari does not want to re-up him.
Well, he's getting all this static,
Yeah.
I mean, which I don't get. Because he outperformed Charles last year. He's outperformed the last year and a half.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be honest with you. Charles hasn't shown me anything.
he's quick, but he can't.
He's quick. He's quick. I mean,
put it together.
Yeah. I mean, could they?
Well, and this is just off his results.
And Lando re-upped, right?
Lando just re-upped.
Yeah, he caught a lot of stick for that.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Like he's clearly not. He's not afraid of
Oscar.
Piastri.
Yeah, he's comfortable where he is.
Yeah,
and
the team has been making progress because at the end of last year, they arguably have the second best car.
Will we all like to see Sainz and Lando together again? Yes. We all like to see Lando with Max? Yeah. I'd like to see Carlos with Max again. I'd like to see Fred with Max.
Yeah.
I mean, Checo's done after this year. He's not coming back. This is it. He's got this year, and that's it. Mm-hmm. He's not coming back. And if he doesn't step up, he's out, and Ricciardo's going to take the seat. If I can't, well,
this is the thing. I
think they're just going to drag him to the end of the season. They're not going to do it because I think they're waiting to see who's available.
No, yeah, I don't. I mean, granted, I don't want to see a mid-season swap because I think it's just
it does. The only person that doesn't phase Max.
No,
but the team, it doesn't. Just leave it where it is. And
you've done it too many times.
Yeah,
over the past
just
10
leave
years.
it. Just leave it.
It's not worth it.
Just leave it. Let him sink or swim. He's gonna sink, but I think.
But even Ricciardo at AlphaTauri, I think the Minardi.
I wish they would go back to that. Actually, that would be kind of fun.
I think Ricciardo might stay at Toro Rosso. And
if the team makes progress, I could see it.
Right, because that's the thing that they look to have made progress, or at least what they're talking about.
Unless Yuki's got to go. Well, all right. So say Lance leaves, right?
Yeah,
because we don't know what the shelf life is on him. Does Yuki go to Aston with the Honda?
I would assume so. However, I'm curious what is going to happen at Sauber.
I don't think he's going there.
No. I don't think he'll. I don't know if he's going there.
The person that they want is definitely they want Carlos, but that's because of the ties that his dad has with the company.
Correct.
I mean, and that's just they know. I'm like, look, Carlos. The people at Audi know Carlos because he's around, Junior.
But I feel like Audi would probably want a German driver in there as well.
What's out there though?
I know.
I mean, Hulkenberg's mid-30s.
Well, I'm not gonna play the age game because Fernando and Lewis are clearly still swinging above their weight.
Yeah.
Like it's. Yeah. I can't use that excuse all that well, and it's not like there's really any talent below that's showcasing anything.
I don't know.
Extraordinary.
Are there any up and coming German drivers?
Unless Mick has been reborn.
I don't. He's got his gig at Ferrari with the hypercar, and
that's right. Yeah, because he got let off, or he got out from Mercedes. But then how much longer does Haas keep their lineup?
No, that's true. Right,
because nothing against either one of those guys, but you know that the team's not really going anywhere. So why are you staying in F1 to have those seats?
Yeah, no.
Unless it is just comfortable and they like it and they know it's pretty much job security at that point. I mean, as job secure as you can be in F1, or in any kind of motorsports.
There isn't.
What about Austrians?
There's nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Oof.
I mean, that's the thing. Are they? I mean, they must all be in sports car racing.
Well, they're either in sports car or Formula E.
Yeah, I don't. And those guys are all older guys, so I don't know. I mean, I'm curious what they're going to do.
Yeah. I mean, the flop, well, yeah, I guess a flop in F1 that came to mind is Pascal Wehrlein. Because he had a shot with Manor and then
Yeah,
nothing.
and he was one of Toto's proteges.
Yeah.
And
But I think not having an open door at Mercedes didn't help.
right. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, if that my thing is, like, and Toto goes, well, Mick got a raw deal. It's like, well, how about you give him a chance?
Right.
And
The Mercedes.
did he even get in the car last year?
I know he did a ton of sim work. I don't know
He
if he
did,
got.
yeah,
enough.
I don't
know if
think
he
he-
got practice days because I think they've been prioritizing Vesti. Do they have Vesti?
I don't know. I can't. It's so hard to
I know.
follow that stuff around. But
No, I think they have Vesti because Porsche is with Sauber.
yeah,
Actually, they could put Porsche. Sauber could pull up Porsche.
they could. He's good. I like him. He's good. Yeah, I think that I have to think they're going to do something, and I'm just curious what.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Carlos definitely seems like logical. The question there is, if Carlos leaves there, who goes to Ferrari? Now that Lando's
Right.
locked up, Max isn't going there. He's not going.
No,
there.
no. It's not. I'm not thinking
He's-
Max. Is this the out for Ricardo,
No, he's not afraid. No, because he's.
or would he not want that?
No, it's not that he doesn't want. I don't think they want him.
No. Okay.
No.
Or does Lewis or George jump?
Oh God, I hope not, George.
This is all.
But
rumors.
when
This is
did
all
but
rumors.
Lewis is
All
what's his deal?
speculation.
2 years or one? No, it's 2 years, right?
Who, Lewis?
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. So,
He's two.
No. So yeah. So both of them are locked up.
Yeah, they're
I'm
not
sorry.
going
So they
anywhere.
wouldn't. Yeah, they would.
I mean, I'm sure Lewis has an out for
yeah,
certain
because
teams.
this is.
I mean, I know Max has an out for Ferrari.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't.
And it sounds like.
I don't think Max wants to go and run with. If LeClerc wasn't there, say LeClerc went to say Hamilton got bounced at Mercedes, like there was
Or
a
just
lot
retires.
of whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of rumor that Charles was going to Mercedes. If he went to Mercedes, I could see Max jumping to go to Ferrari. That I could see. They get along. I mean, he's just not gonna. I don't think he wants to run the same team with him.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this: you put him on Ferrari with Leclerc, he's gonna crush him.
Or maybe he pushes the car harder and the car breaks more often.
Yeah.
One of the two. It's hard to say with that car of just how inconsistent it's been to some extent.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, all of this is complete speculation. Interesting though. Haven't even gotten to
And there's all this like, floating around.
livery unveils
Yeah.
of this fall of 2024, and we're already talking about 2025.
Right.
But I think we also, I mean, we've been alluding to this for a while because this is when all of the contracts are up.
Yeah.
And the season has been starting now.
So this is it, right? This year. This is.
At the end of this year, contracts are
Plus,
up.
you don't know. So say Andretti gets in.
Right.
You know, they're going to have to.
Then there's two
I mean,
more.
unless Colton steps up and does something, you know.
Yeah, but he needs super license points.
Well, he's got to win. If he wins the title, he'll get the point. He'll have enough points.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. But like honestly, the only like the only American driver that's capable of doing that right now would be Newgarden. There is no way Newgarden's going to lead Penske to go there. I could see it.
Yeah, if Right.
I mean, if I was him, I'd do it. I would jump at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's what they want.
Right.
But if you're going to go, I'm curious like what their thoughts are.
I mean, the only other outsider is Pelot, but I think he's had enough drama with his contract that it's not.
Yeah, I think if he's got a 2-year extension, so say he's signed for 2 years with Ganassi,
Right.
he's not leaving anytime. If it's gonna be at the end, he'll leave at the end.
Right.
Do they take a flyer on Pato? Well, how much longer is Pato going to hang out at Mercedes? Because at McLaren, because Lando's not going anywhere.
Piastri's not going.
Going anywhere.
Right.
I mean, I think what Andretti really wants, would be Colton gets the points. Does Pato have it?
No.
Because
that's why he's been doing FP1 practices.
I think what Michael wants is he wants both of those two because they ran together.
Yeah.
Which I think would be a dynamic setup.
Yeah, that would
even Joseph and Pato would be good.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I don't know. There's, but the longer it goes, the two of them get that much older. It's funny. I mean, they're both young. They're what, 20-somethings, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, Newgarden's definitely. I just don't know if Joseph. I mean, that's a big ask to leave Penske to go there.
Right.
I mean, unless you go. No, he's going to Le Mans this year, right?
I would presume so.
I mean, unless
considering he just won Daytona.
So if they rock up, he rocks up and they win.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now you've won the two biggest endurance races.
You got to go won the Indy 5.
Has he won the IndyCar championship? I think so, right? So, I mean, you've done then it's like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you got to humble yourself because they're not going anywhere.
Oh yeah, no.
So I think you're better off going with Pato and Colton. But Colton's got to step up this year. He's got to do it.
Andretti as a team needs to.
They got to support him
like that. I mean, you can't do it without him.
And I think that's why some of these changes they made was to position this so that they could. So, I think Ericsson will help with that because he's former Formula One guy. He's got good experience in IndyCar. So see what happens.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Or is Ericsson somebody you could plop into the car?
It would be really nice if there was like a super licensed tracker.
Yeah.
But there isn't.
Yeah.
Or at least that I haven't seen yet. So now I got to look up like where he finished and get a rough idea.
Don't worry about it.
Where he is on points. Because I mean, like he's finished higher up in IndyCar.
Well, yeah, he had super license when he was in Formula One.
No, I know, but.
Probably could roll Mario out.
His last.
He's faster than Logan Sargent.
So he's been out of F1 for 5 years. This will be 6 years out.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't think because he's finished sixth the last 3 years in IndyCar, so I don't think he has enough points off of that.
Okay.
He's got the Indy 500 win.
Yeah.
But that's not not it though.
All right, there we go.
One other rumor that I saw is apparently Chicago might get a street race in F1.
Oh God! Don't they have one in NASCAR?
Yeah, it's not going to be that one though.
Oh.
They're going to build their
another
hybrid track.
Another street race. Fantastic! Can't wait. Love it.
Because apparently the reason why there's backing behind this rumor is that I think someone found that Chicago Grand Prix has been trademarked.
That's great.
So
That's awesome. Can't wait. I can't wait for another street race. Love it.
so we can have 4 races now in the U.S., but
1 on the Tilcadrome and then 3 street races.
But we still don't have a race in Germany.
Right.
Where I'm surprised there isn't more buzz about that, considering Mercedes is one of the engine suppliers.
And I'll be honest with you, there's 3 circuits that they could. There's 4 circuits that I prefer not to be at Indy. I'm not a big fan of the Indy Formula One track. I mean, I was.
I'm sorry. You're talking about the U.S. tracks.
Yeah. There's 3 that I'd like to see him at.
The Glen.
Yeah, well, I prefer first off to try and go to Road America.
Yeah.
Secondly, go to Watkins Glen. Mm-hmm. Third, Laguna. Why not? It's a Grade 1 facility because MotoGP ran there.
Bikes go there. Yeah.
That's the one drawback on Road America and Watkins Glen. They're not Grade 1.
No, and they get absolutely destroyed if they try and go that route.
But those are the tracks. I mean, we can't keep going. We can't keep going street circuits because it's going to kill F1. The races are boring as hell. Okay.
Well, okay. I will say I thought Vegas was fine.
Vegas was fine. It had nothing to do with that it ran into late or anything. It just overall it was a fast track. It was fine. I do not want to see any more street circuits. I'm done.
Yeah.
So
I would like to see Germany return to the calendar.
Yeah.
And if it at bare minimum, you go to the Nürburgring.
I will side with Lewis on this. Why have they not invested in Africa?
Right.
It's a big continent. It has a rich motorsports history, both for a track and rallying. Mm-hmm. So why is there not anything going on down there?
Yeah.
I mean, no clue. I mean, if you had a street race in one of the cities down there, fine. Or if you went to Kalami, that's fine too. Mm-hmm. But I mean, do we really need another race in the United States?
No, I mean it's a big market. I get it, but again, like it is a world championship.
It's a world championship. I don't need any more pink hats and celebrities hanging around. So on the grid,
we have not returned to China.
No,
not that I think we need to go there, but
no, we haven't gone to Korea. We haven't gone back to Korea. We haven't gone back to the Pac Rim.
Yeah, we really haven't.
Yeah, the only place the only place we go is Singapore.
Singapore, Japan.
Yeah, but we were in Malaysia.
Malaysia, yeah, that would.
I mean, just there's places to go. We don't need another street race.
Or another one in the desert.
Yeah. Jesus. Anyways, all right.
I mean, eventually, it's going to be half the calendar in the desert, and then the other half street circuits in the U.S.
Yeah,
that's the way it's.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So.
I
Anyways,
think we've
exhausted that discussion.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell, good night.
Thank you guys for listening to the Red Mist Podcast, hosted by Christian Abbott, Sean Abbott, and Nathan Lavin. It's produced by Christian Abbott, and music is by Alex Wart and Harrison Tate.